and welcome back
to Marriage Beyond the Veil.
So yesterday we began talking about the 5 love languages. Dr. Gary Chapman's book, 5 Love Languages, and we talked about how important it is to understand what the love languages are for each person in the relationship. Yesterday we dealt with Gail's 2, which were acts of service and quality time. That was a song, Quality Time, by some little young boy group way back in the day. Any rate, I digress.
Doesn't take much.
The remaining 3, physical touch.
Yours.
Yes. Words of affirmation.
Used to be yours.
And dun 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 dun. I'm drawing a blank. What's the
gifts?
Gifts. Yes. Who needs gifts?
Right. Neither one of ours.
Yeah. So we talked about Gail's being quality time and acts of service. Quality time is definitely one of mine as well as physical touch. And when you talk about physical touch, it's not just like an intimacy, but it is. It's the physical touch. And, you know, touch has, I believe, a power all unto itself. Whether you're talking about just casually, romantically, definitely. But yeah, touch is a very affirming, reassuring, and an incredible way of connecting.
Yeah, it's very reactive, and so, unfortunately, touch can be the direct opposite of calming and loving, and it can be
and it depends on how one is touched.
Right, but if I'm angry, don't touch me, but at the same time, when I'm feeling
loving,
or stressed, or in need, or I need comfort, that's the time that. So touch is a lot. It's a big one, but it's definitely one of yours.
And gifts, again, we talked about how people operate from their love language, right? Well, I know that gifts. If somebody's saying, I know that gifts is a way that you prove that you love me. So if I'm giving you gifts, but your love language is acts of service or quality time,
right,
you're missing the mark. And so, we wanted to be clear about what the 5 love languages are, but that you can't go from your love language to convey that to someone else if it's not their love language.
Not we share one.
I was going to say, now if you share love language, that's great, because you should always be hitting the mark there. But in totality, you want to make certain that you understand what the love language is for yourself as well as your spouse. We really strongly recommend that you read the book by Dr. Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. Understanding, how your tank gets empty and what will require to refill it, right? But it is imperative, we believe, to be able to communicate love in a manner in which the person that you love is receiving the message of love.
Right. So, knowing your partner's love language is definitely, I think, one of the strongest tools that you can use in a love relationship.
And it's nothing worse, I would say, than thinking that you are, going above and beyond conveying love to the person that you love, and you're totally missing it because you simply don't understand what their love language is.
Yeah, and the love language goes across the board in all relationships. So just remember that as you're working with your children, and your parents, and just in general,
absolutely,
those that you love.
Absolutely, because even though it's it's a different love relationship with your spouse as it is with the children and your parents, but still, you want to be able to convey love in every direction in every relationship. So excellent point.
Yeah. So anyway. So until tomorrow, which is the day.
Valentine's Day as well as Ash Wednesday, for those of you who understand the Lenten observance.
Yes.
But 5 love languages, so it's acts of service, quality time, gifts, physical touch, and words of affirmation. So until tomorrow.
If the Lord says the same, have a good evening.
I'm spending quality time with her.
And also physical touch.
Because I love her. And I love me.